Some conversational agents exist for very specific, very simple use cases with few intents and minimal dependency on communicating with backend systems or knowledge bases, while some have multiple intents, dealing with more complex domains and backends. But typically, the workflow to get your conversational agent up and running maps out to 3 phases. In the design phase, you decide the personality and tone of your chatbot based on your brand. Is it funny or geeky? Is it proactive, such as making suggestions to users, or reactive, simply responding to user requests? A persona is a UX concept that helps people relate by triggering familiar conversational patterns. The persona should leverage the existing experience already established or expected by your intended audience. It's important to keep the persona in mind when creating your chatbot. List out your core brand attributes. What words define the experience you're shooting for? Correlate those words to attributes that will define your functional design principles. How will those manifest in the design? Define some attributes that you'd want to infuse into the voice, style of writing, and personality of the dialogue. What personality traits match your strategy? And consider the style guide and bio sketch of your agent. This means you need to think of your agent's practical application and maintain consistency for longevity of your experience. Keep the style guide in mind as you design your agent's responses. For the best user experience, you probably don't want your agent to sound too formal or robotic. For example, to make your agent more reminiscent of actual human conversation, you might have it say something like, "Does that sound good?" rather than, "If you feel you have reached this message in error." You can even consider the style guide at the word-by-word level. For example, rather than having your chatbot say more formal words such as regarding, you might say about. Another thing to consider when building your agent is the overall conversation design checklist. Consider how your agent will greet a user and end a conversation, how the conversation is meant to flow for a first-time user versus a returning user, how your agent should repair a conversation and how your agent will fail gracefully, and what the overall consistent personality of your agent should be. After you have looked at the design considerations, you are ready to develop your conversational agent. In the develop phase, you actually use Dialogflow to create your agent, with a combination of directly adding intents and responses in the console and writing code to connect to backend services. The deploy phase mostly depends on what the different components that your chatbot needs to consider are and which applications it will touch. Think about security, integrations, and scaling. These will all help determine which platforms your chatbot needs to account for. Over the next few modules, you will learn how to develop your conversational agent with Dialogflow and use Google Cloud products to deliver your agent and its services.